Alright, hi everybody, it is Bonkai 922. Now, Magi. Chapter 207. I have some news for the Kouen Empire. You people need to get the fuck out. I'm sorry. I don't condone this shit. And I don't know what some people in the YouTube community are going to say. Cohen's not evil. He may not be evil, but he's a cocky son of a bitch, and he needs to stop. He needs to stop. Like, right now. What happened in this chapter really pissed me off. Really pissed me off. Let me close my door. Like, really. Really pissed me off. There's just no way to look at it than that. Now, before I get into the bullshit, I just want to take you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a doodle. I'm going to get a pencil. I'm going to deface Cohen's face. Yeah. Put, like, you know, some rude words on him. On his face. That's how bad I want to... Come on. Cocky son of a bitch. Shut the fuck up. But that's later. Let's get into the meat bones of the beginning. Beginning part of this chapter, which is chapter 207 of Magi, we have, it's Cassim's grave. And we have Zazan talking to Alibaba about Cassim and his grave and everything. And he basically explains to him that, you know, they took him away. They made a grave for him. His body's not there, but they decided to make a grave for him. And he's asking him, what are the others doing? He says, basically, Torek is a porter, just like me. He works every day at the docks, wetting buckets. Sayid was a pack ox driver, but now he, but from all the tax he paid from government, he improved his social standing, and so on and so forth. And he has 4 servants under him. Think about that for a while as we go on in this chapter. Now, he's basically saying, you know, and Alibaba like, servants? It's like those guys in brown. You don't know about them yet. You'll see them when you walk around town tomorrow, basically. He's telling Alibaba. And he's basically saying, I don't want to be part of the Kouen Empire. And Hassan, he's like saying Hassan. And saying, you can't be vocal about it. If you are, they'll execute you, and so on and so forth. If you oppose them. And he's like, you know, I miss those times when they were with, you know, Cassim and Alibaba and everything, when they were with him, what would happen, but at that time we were full of fighting spirit. And he's like, but now the only things I can think about is I have to go to work, and I don't want to displease of the Kouen Empire. And he's like, and then Alibaba's like, Hassan. And then he goes on saying, don't you understand? I can't you understand this feeling of shame? I don't want this. I want to return to the past. I have arms. I have legs, you know. I don't exist just to move for those bastards of the Kouen Empire. And then Alibaba's like, oh, you're going to start another rebellion? And he's like, no, what are you saying, Alibaba? I don't want to start anything. It's like, and he's like, I will continue to wear these lame green clothes and you know, do what I'm doing at the moment. And he basically saying why he's not going to do it is because, you know, his family. Naib is going to have a second baby and so on and so forth. And that's why he's not going to do it. He has to move on. And it's like, isn't that right, Cassim? And then basically he moves on, and Alibaba's going to go back to his lodgings. Now, that part of the chapter I thought was interesting. I thought it was intriguing how they did that. after that, we have him walking through Balbadd, Alibaba, walking through the neighborhoods, remembering all the different places. They washed clothes here. They sold cigars here. The dirt and smells of it. And they would always fight. People were always fighting there and so on and so forth. And then I went through the place where my mother worked. I welcome home. And we see, and Thomas brought this up to me during his live stream on Monday about his mother, Alibaba's mother. Alibaba's mother looks like a finalist. And I'm like, oh, that's surprising. I don't know what that meant, but I guess you can throw it out there that he was, you know. But anyway, they bring it up that his mother looked like a finalist. Anyway, by niece. He's walking through and he's like, nothing is left anymore, Cassim. And then we go to the next day. This is when this shit hits the fan. And I say, okay, nothing's changed. This is the way I look at it. You went from a country that had slavery, but everyone was poor, to a country that, okay, not everyone is poor. They can afford things like home, food, and water and stuff, and they have a nice life. But there are other people who are being brought to this country who are slaves. Wait a minute. I don't understand this. So, there's still slavery, though. Regardless, this is what ends on. What I mean by that, we see that everyone's in town and they're in the carriage and they're walking and they're going through the carriage, and I was thinking how everyone is living better than they were before, and people are saying there's an accident and stuff and so on and so forth, and we see that the wagon ran over a kid. He's going to die soon, and he goes out and we see Alibaba do something new. I was like, whoa, that's pretty boss. He basically tells everyone to give him space, and he does Magi manipulation by looking inside of a person's body and seeing, what's going on with the person's body. I thought, oh, that was a pretty cool technique. He was able to do that. And he says that his left arm, shoulder, ribs, and arm are broken, wounded, but there are no tumors bleeding. He might survive. We'll take him to a doctor. This motherfucker, old man, is there. And he says, oh, don't worry, Ambassador. Don't worry. Don't worry. That child ambassador? He's just a slave. And I'm like, what? What? I thought we're done with this. Oh, no. No. You see, the people over there who wear green, they're citizens. People with brown, they're slaves from the north that we brought over. You know what that is? That's exactly, to some extent, similar to what happened in America. They brought the slaves and what's going on here? So essentially, he goes on, this guy, telling there weren't any slaves. And he's like, there weren't any slaves. They exist now. The Kouen Empire. Slavery is illegal. It's legal. And people who are green or former citizens of Balbadd and born brown are slaves. And that's the reason why no one's helping this child. Slaves are national properties. It's the same thing. Almost the exact same thing. And the guy goes on saying slaves are necessary for people to get on with their day-to-day lives. I'm like, what is this, America? So I guess the Kouen Empire are Confederates. Hey, people, this is the way I see it. You're basically owning slaves, servants. So he goes on saying this and saying that necessary to sustain people's lives, They're from a different race up north, and that's why there's no need to worry about them, even if they are treated like slaves. This is also a way to educate children. I'm like, what is going on? And Mojang says, no way. And then basically the guy's saying, drive the onlookers away. This guy says, get out of here before you want your tax voided, points avoided, and usage start death. Get out of here now. And then everyone just bows and walks away. And Alibab's like, take this kid to a doctor, please. And he says, as you wish. And then he's saying to himself, Hassan and Nainib, I don't think this was a good thing. You know, aren't we angry about after this, after all? Because certain people lived a good life and expense of others, life of others, we were treated like beasts. And he's remembering what he's thinking about what Hassan said to him. Hassan said, which was, maybe I don't have any other choice. These people change something inside the hearts of those here in Balbadd. And we go in and like on cue, we see these evil people on the right are part of the Kouen Empire. Other, the Jinn users, I think. And in the middle, it seems, the dignitaries of the Kouen Empire. And on the left, we see the guy, I forgot his name, who's during the Balbadd arc, who was, part of the royal family of the Balbadd. He's there and he's bowing. I'm like, and he's like, General Commander of the Western Subjugation Army and Governor of Balbadd, His Excellency Ren Cohen. We get a page of Ren Cohen standing there, and the down page below, Alibaba looking at him, and Cohen is smiling. I'm like, fuck you. No. Fuck Cohen. Yes, I said it. I don't give a fuck. Anyone who likes Cohen, I have this to say. You out of your mind. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. The only reason to like Cohen is when he uses his gin. Because as of right now, I hate Cohen. I despise Cohen. Hell, I prefer Hakureyu over Cohen. That's how much I hate him. I'm going to draw a mustache on Cohen, and I'm going to put a dick right in his mouth. Near his mouth. Yeah. Because this guy is a son of a bitch. Okay? Son of a bitch. You smiling? What are you smiling about? Why are you smiling? Stop. Just stop. Overall, this chapter gets a 4.5. I can't give it a 5 because it pissed me off at the end. Why the fuck are you smiling? Take that smirk off your fucking face. No. The way I see it is this. The deal is off. No. He doesn't get to talk to Aladdin. I'm sorry. I'm putting down the law people on this chapter. He doesn't get to talk to Cohen, to Aladdin, Cohen. He doesn't get shit. All he gets is a kick in the ass. I'm being very verbal on this, I know. But nothing changed. Nothing changed in Balbadd. The way I look at it, I probably shouldn't have left. Shouldn't have left. I hope Morgiana says something. Yes, I don't give a fuck. She says something and she says, fuck you. Well, obviously she's not going to say that. But she said, she gives Cohen a dirty look. Give him a dirty look. Give him a look like, fuck you, fuck your kingdom, fuck your empire, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. And no disrespect to the other, princesses who are part of the Kouen Empire, but your brother is a son of a bitch. Your brother is evil. I'm not going to call him evil. He's a son of a bitch. And oh, by the way, he is delusional. Hakureyu just turned evil from what we're seeing. And, not to mention, all this bad shit, I'm sorry, it's come from the Kouen Empire. Everything that has to do with Al Tharman is coming from the Kouen Empire. That is what I feel about this chapter. It proves that all the negativity, all the depravity is coming from the Kouen Empire. Majority of the time. Not all the time. Mind you, there are other places where depravity happens. But this chapter should show warning signs and say, yeah, Co-Empire's bad. They're bad. What's there to say that there aren't a few people who then go into depravity? And that lures everything else. You know? From the Balbadd arc. Of course, that's not going to happen because, you know, no one's going to rise up against us. Okay. Oh, Cohen thinks he should be king? Yeah. You know what? I got bad news to tell you. You're not going to be king. You're not going to be king. You're going to be king of me taking my foot and stomping it on your ass. I'd rather have Sinbad, Hakureyu, or even Alibaba as king. I don't like Cohen, people. Cohen is a son of a bitch. He's not evil. I'm not going to call him evil. Evil is a little bit too much. But he's a cocky son of a bitch, and he thinks what he's doing is right. And you know what? Someone's got to go over there and slap him. Slap him in his face, punch him in his face, and say, no, you are wrong. You're stupid. Get the fuck out. That ending page pissed me off. So for now, for the thumbnail is going to be my logo over Cohen's face. Yeah. Because that's what I think about Cohen. He should not be seen in this manga. He is a fucking ass. I'm sorry I'm going off on you people, but shots fired at Cohen. Shots fired. Shots fired at Cohen. Ren Cohen. He is a son of a bitch, and he thinks he's hot shit. He thinks he's hot shit. It's like, do you see any slaves in Sinbad's country? No. You don't. But there's slaves there in his country, in his co-empire. Co-empire is the root of the depravity. I'm telling you right now, think about it. Judel was part of the co-empire, was with them. Hakureyu has gone the way of depravity. Do the math. Do the math. And if Cohen wants to right the ship, I suggest you do one thing. Get rid of the slavery. Get rid of it. Because you're not going far with that. But that's all I got for you guys. Sorry about that rant, but Cohen, you shut the fuck up. You have nothing to smirk about. Nothing. He smirks one more time, he's going on my shit list. Like, for real. I'll go back on Anime Planet, and I will put him on the characters I hate. Check it. So, yeah. Balbadd282. I'll see you guys later. 4.5. Cohen, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out, man. It's not appreciative. Nah. I have only this last word for Cohen. I'm done. I'll see you guys later. Peace.